So earlier this week, I made a video saying that it has been too long since I've brought some new story videos to the channel, and I still 100% stand by that. However, today we are getting our second one of the week, because as of today, Treyarch has released the Season 5 outro cinematic, and it is a big one. It answers some questions that we had about Adler, and we see the return of a fan favorite character who was in the campaign, who's been in most of the Black Ops games, and is going to be a huge return within Season 6. You couldn't tell by the title, Alex Mason is coming back. He is making a return, and that is what this cutscene is really all about. But first, before we break this bad boy down, let's have a look at what this thing really is.
We've got a serious problem. Salah said that the satellite's data recorder was destroyed on re-entry.
So what? I've read the report.
Forensics disagree. Soot patterns were consistent with it surviving to impact.
Adler made damn sure he was first there.
Perseus were on site. Could they have taken it?
Negative. Bodies were clean.
After what happened at Echelon. We have to assume he's compromised.
Fuck.
Adler's been off-grid working on something in Verdansk. We have no idea what he's been doing. We'll have to pull him in. Go find Mason. He knows what has to be done.
So to fully understand what is going on here, you first have to understand that way back at the end of Season 1, Adler was captured by Stitch, specifically captured by Perseus. Now, we didn't know what happened to him. However, later on within Season 2, we found out that Adler was taken to Laos. Now, while in Laos, we didn't really know what was happening to him, but we knew it was kind of a cover-up. And by the end of Season 2, Adler was then missing and taken to Verdansk. But there were signs that he had been tortured and even brainwashed. So going into Season 3, we then had to go to Verdansk, and this is where we really started to see what was happening with Adler. However, based off of what Stitch had to say, Adler wasn't the end of the plan. In fact, Stitch had a much bigger plan to brainwash much more of Verdansk. This is what we ended up seeing in Season 5.
On your knees! Fucking now!
Bang, bang.
What the fuck?
Now, after uploading the numbers broadcast, we then see how it starts to work, brainwashing some soldiers, but not others. Now, in the outro to Season 5 cutscene that we got today, we hear Hudson talk about some sort of satellite recording device that was taken in the Season 4 cutscene. We actually got to see this much earlier.
Adler! What the fuck?
What the hell was that? We're supposed to be a unit.
With Perseus, standard operating procedure goes out the window, son.
Well, did we get the data recorder?
No. Must have been destroyed on re-entry.
So back in Season 4, we saw the satellites crash to the ground, Adler rush ahead, take the satellite recorder, and then lie about it. And we didn't know why. We didn't know whether he was working for Perseus or keeping things secret between Hudson and Woods, but now we actually know. And we got a little bit more information as to what has been going on behind the scenes regarding Adler.
We have to assume he's compromised.
Fuck.
Adler's been off-grid working on something in Verdansk. We have no idea what he's been doing. We'll have to pull him in.
So there's two things you can take away from that little statement. First of all, we know Adler is working off of the grid, and we got two images. The first of which is an overhead view of what appears to be some red crates put together. Very hard to tell where exactly this is. And then the second image, we also see a very similar thing with some entrance into some crates as well. We don't know what Adler is doing with these, but we know that he's been around these areas. Now, based off of what we currently know and what is currently going on in Warzone, we recently got an event. Now with this numbers event, we know that the numbers broadcast has been going out over Verdansk, and you can look at this in two ways. Number one, the numbers broadcast is working to control Adler, and he is doing something then working for Perseus, or you could look at it as Adler has already been brainwashed, and he is helping broadcast these numbers. It's kind of hard to say at this point. But based off of the two images that we just looked at, you can assume that these will be two kind of new areas, probably revolving around an Easter egg come season 6. Now, what that will be, we don't know, but what I will say is there has been rumors, since it's going to be around Halloween, that there's going to be some sort of haunting of Verdansk involved with season 6 as well. We don't know how that will all work, but I'm guessing the numbers will somehow be involved as well. Now, this leaves us with the very last statement from the cutscene, and once again, here's what it said.
We'll have to pull him in. Go find Mason. He knows what has to be done.
So with that, the obvious takeaway is Alex Mason is making a return within season 6. Frank Woods is going to get Alex Mason, and then in turn, they're both going to go and hunt down Adler to figure out exactly what's going on. And as far as what happens next, I see essentially 3 different options as to what can happen. Number 1, Woods and Mason hunt down Adler, take him in, and it turns out the whole time he was trying to help them out behind the scenes, doing it covertly so no one knew about it. Option number 2, he was working for Perseus and they need to do some sort of reverse brainwashing, kind of like we see with Alex Mason in Black Ops 1. Option number 3, Hudson's actually telling them to go hunt down Adler and quite literally take him out, remove him from the picture, make him sleep with the fishes, kill him. Now here's the thing, there is a lot that Black Ops Cold War should, in my opinion, do in this last season. There's essentially 3 things that we don't know about. Number 1, why is Adler not in Black Ops 2 if he's such a big part of the CIA? Do they take him out? Is he killed? Is that why he is not there? One solid option. Thing number 2 that we need to be filled in on is Alex Mason. We know that he is coming back within season 6, but at the beginning of Black Ops 2, he was retired. This happens around this time, and they could fill us in at the end of season 6 as to why he decides to retire and if that has something to do with Adler. Thing number 3 is at the beginning of Black Ops 2, Frank Woods is captured, and we still really have no reason as to why that happened, who captured him, and anything like that. And this is a good opportunity to fill us in on that front as well. Will they answer these questions? I don't know, but it's interesting that they are bringing back Alex Mason at this point because it could fill in a lot of plot holes going into the Black Ops 2 story. So we'll have to wait and see. But as far as we know as of right now, Alex Mason is making a return, Adler has gone rogue, and more details will come with the launch of Season 6. So if you enjoyed this story video, you enjoyed the wrap-up, it's always appreciated if you hit that like button. It does help out the channel. Let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments. If you have any idea of those kind of Verdansk pictures that we were looking at, feel free to let me know down in the comments. And if you like these type of videos, want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're made